everybody, welcome to Third Chair. We have some more Pokemon Showdown battles here. Still during the suspect test, and I'm still using my original team that I made, the first team. I love it still. Talonflame, Heatran, Starmie, Ferrothorn, Clefable, and Mega Metagross. And today I'm facing a team from Kyuubi Bro, I guess, with the Gary Oak little avatar. And he's running a very interesting team for OU. Espeon, Umbreon, Ninetales, Beedrill, Tyrantrum, and Starmie. I never saw a Mega Beedrill in action. I'm assuming it's the only reason he's bringing it, because it is very powerful. I don't really know about the rest of his team. It didn't seem too threatening to me. His Tyrantrum, I love its look. Oh my god, I love the way it looks, but it's not that good, sadly. And his Umbreon and Espeon look like they're here just to support the Beedrill, and I guess Ninetales, Sunny Day, maybe. I mean, it brings out the drought anyways. I don't really know what the point of it on this team is, but it's a pretty bulky 3 Pokemon up top, a good spinner on the bottom. For Mega Beedrill, he needs to have a spinner in Starmie. And I started off going into my Talonflame first because I thought he was going to go into his Ninetales or his Starmie to start off. And I figured, Starmie just to scout out my team. And he's not setting up anything else at the moment. Maybe his Espeon or Umbreon would be very... they'd all be hit hard by U-turn, except for his Tyrantrum, which he does put in first. So, we're going to start this battle off. And I go for the U-turn anyways. Does 14%. He has a Rocky Helmet, so that's, I guess, why he wanted it in. My Talonflame wants nothing to do with that Pokemon. But I go in and send in my Ferrothorn, and he goes for Stealth Rock, which is easy. He turns out to have Fire Fang. It does a lot of damage. But I get free rocks, which is nice, because his Mega Beedrill and his Ninetales would not appreciate that. And I go for the Protect, because I figure he's going to go for another Fire Fang. Just try to finish me off. I get some nice, leftovers recovery to switch in later on something. So I finally take him out, and I go into my Heatran, which will easily take any moves from this Tyrantrum for now, because he's not popping my balloon. Got a nice little Flash Fire boost. This is going to help with the Starmie here, I believe. But I went for an Earth Power. I guess I was predicting Ninetales to switch in. Get a crit. It was pretty important to get that crit, because now he's probably going to go for a Recover. Or a Rapid Spin, but he goes for Thunder Wave. Good move, I guess. I might have been able to kill him with another Earth Power, but now he goes into his Umbreon. And my Ferrothorn luckily gets off the Leech Seed, which is good, because now his Umbreon really can't do anything to me, no matter what he wants to do. My Leech Seed's on him, so I go to my Clefable. And I send my Clefable in because it's an even better check, I guess you could say, or counter to Umbreon. And I can free set up until he decides to switch in something else. But he goes for a Wish, so whether or not to protect himself or go right into his Mega Beedrill, I'm pretty okay either way. But he goes into a Starmie. I guess he wants to take it out. I go for Heal Bell. I need my Ferrothorn healthy, I guess. But now his Starmie's at full health. His Starmie still can't do anything to me, but he's sending him in because he needs to Rapid Spin. It's absolutely crucial that he does. So I'll take that opportunity and get a free Calm Mind in. And now we're both at 100%. And I have a little bit of a setup, so he's going to send in his Beedrill here. A very smart switch in. I'm going to go for Moonblast. It's 33% with 1 Calm Mind, so it's only a 3-hit KO. If I'm lucky. Not even, actually. And he goes straight into his weird-looking Mega Beedrill and gets a Poison Jab, which I'm immune to. Very, very nice switch, and I was just thinking to go for a Bug move, but I forgot Bug's not very effective against Fairies, so I had a good switch, and it looks scary as heck to me, so he goes for U-turn, he wants to get out of there, so I go for my Gyro Ball. I wanted to kill it right there and then. I wasn't taking any chances. But now I got Protect. He said he spends 2 whole days on his team. He goes for a Will-O-Wisp, so it's a good thing my Ferrothorn went for Protect here. I scouted out the fact that he's a pretty defensive Ninetales. I love its shiny color, by the way. He goes for another Willow. Smart move. Takes a better move might have been switching my Clefable, because then I don't have to worry about anything else. He goes for Pain Split, but he's faster, so my Earth Power actually takes it out quite a lot. He goes for Pain Split again. He must be very defensive. He probably doesn't have anything else to hit me with. Okay, I'm going to explain my thinking here. I went for a Dark Pulse last move, expecting him to either switch in his Starmie or to switch in his Tyrantrum, and either of those would have been hit a little bit harder. But sadly, should have just gone for the... or even better, if he switched in his Mega Beedrill expecting that, it wouldn't have hit. So I should have gone for an Earth Power. It's pretty safe either way. seeing as I still have the balloon, and Mega Beedrill can't hit me too hard. But I could have also just had a misclick. I do have a lot of misclicks, but either way, he gets another Pain Split in. That's pretty bad, but I do take it out. So he wasn't even a drought, so I'm not really sure what his Ninetales was for the team. But my Ferrothorn comes in. He hits a Hydro Pump, but I should be okay no matter what. So he's got to switch him out, and he goes back into his Beedrill. So I Leech Seed it, and at this point, I'm gonna go for the Protect because he can't do anything unless he just switches out normally. And he turns out to have Toxic Spikes on his Beedrill. For a Mega Set, that's pretty interesting. I wouldn't put that on him, but hey, you know, it's his set. And at this point, I'm going to predict the U-turn, and I think I set up my own Stealth Rocks. No, I went for Gyro Ball, but that takes too much of that. I want to get my Rocks up at some point, because his Beedrill then cannot switch in at all. But I guess I don't get it, because I die here. And so does his Tyrantrum, actually. He wanted to just take me out, and in return, he also takes himself out. So I send him my Starmie, who gets poisoned, and he sends out his Espeon to probably set up some sort of Baton Pass. But now I've got all these hazards out of my way. Talonflame's got a nice thing. He sends a Signal Beam Espeon, so that was new to me. I didn't think many Espeons run Signal Beam anymore, not that you see Espeon in OU anyways. But that gives me free Talonflame switching, in my opinion, to either go for a U-turn and try and gain momentum, which I do, and get 70%. Huge, great number on him. I don't have like a band or anything on that guy either. Do I have a band? No, I don't remember what I'm running on Talonflame. It might be a band. It probably is a band. I'll check later. But either way, I burn the Espeon, which is going to kill him next turn as well, even though I don't feel Calm Mind. So now he's a sitting duck at 3%. My Talonflame will... his Protect's not going to do anything, so even though I U-turn, now he's done. But he gets a free switching, so that's pretty big. I don't know what he was... I guess he was expecting to live still. But I get a U-turn out on Starmie. He's very physically defensive, I guess, because I only did 43%. But either way, my Cleaver's going to come in and have a very fun time walling out this Starmie, even though I do get paralyzed. I didn't want anything else to get paralyzed at the time. Luckily, he did not go for Thunder Wave twice. He goes for another Hydro Pump. My Metagross will take a pretty hefty 45%. But I can now Mega it, and he gets a T-Wave off. That's not good. But I do get my Thunder Punch off, take out Starmie, and if I did have Rocks up, this would have been GG, but I don't. However, it's still 42, and his Umbreon comes in, and I just wanted to go right in like a Fable. I guess he was predicting me to try and hit him, so he goes for Detect. I don't know why he wouldn't put Protect on there. I think it has more PP, for you have to stall out with Umbreon. But now he goes for the Wish, and I'm in a pickle because I gotta switch out. He's gonna pass it to his Beedrill. And that thing's going to come back and have basically full health, but now, oh my gosh, a lot more than full health. Well, no, he's going to have full health. But he knows that my Brave Bird would kill him, so I go for it anyways. And I actually managed to get the 2-hit KO on Umbreon because of his slight health decrease. But then, obviously, it must have been max damage because I don't. At this point, I'm a little bit screwed because he's going to pass to himself, and I'm going to... Oh, so I'm not banned. My bad. Something important to note. I run Roost on my Talonflame because of situations like this. So now we're both at full health, but he still can't do anything to me while I can hit him pretty hard. So he goes Sucker Punch, I go for U-turn. Yeah, what am I running this Talonflame? I don't remember. Whatever, it's a good Talonflame set though. I like it. But now he goes for Sucker Punch on my Heatran, pops the balloon, not that it mattered, and I go for Lava Plume, and I believe I get the burn. That burn helps a ton, because otherwise I don't have much to outstall this Umbreon. And he's not running Heal Bell as far as I remember, so... he goes for Sucker Punch. I straight up switch, and I knew he was going to go for the Sucker Punch, so I'm like, hey, you know what? You're not taking out my Heatran this easily, I'd rather sack him later. And he's like, I love Umbreon. I'm like, yeah, Umbreon's pretty cool. So now he just Baton passes into Beedrill, because he probably expected me to Roost, but doesn't matter. I get super effective Brave Bird, his Beedrill will never live that, unless it's it can't even be satched. So at that point, it's a good game. 4-0, he gets a crit Sucker Punch, I think that's pretty funny. And I just win the game for U-turn. And that was the next 30 battle we had here. So lesson learned, you know, don't let Talonflame stick around too long. He's pretty good. Also, I was having this fight on Thanksgiving. That was pretty fun. It was a nice Thanksgiving. Hope you guys all had nice Thanksgivings too, although this is coming up around like Christmas closer. Oh my gosh. This battle was a long time ago. Alright, so let's move on. This is an unrated random battle. Yeah, it's completely different than the rest. I just think it's funny because I'm switching sides. I'm the plus in this situation. I think it was funny because I actually ended up 6-0ing this guy, and with an encore plusle against a shuckle, I did not. I thought it was funny. I just let this battle go on. But I baton pass out because I have Metachan, and this was my first time ever messing around with Mega Metachan. So I managed to get him on my random team, and high jump kick takes him out. Real fun. So Shuckle comes back in, and high jump kick does 68%. And Shuckle is so defensive, so maybe I'll put Mega Metachan on one of my teams if I can get something, a substitute high jump kick set or whatever. I'll have to look into him more. But then he has his own Metachan, which is hilarious. I don't even think it's Mega. He missed the high jump kick. Oh, the poor guy. And everything's just going down. He doesn't even get the sub out of the way. Everything's just dying. And I think this is his Mega on his random team. Yep, Mega Gyarados. I believe I went for high jump kick. No, I went for his Zen Headbutt, forgetting that he's Dark type. But he Dragon Dances and still is just... He goes for 2, actually. He wants to try and sweep me. It's his only chance. But nope, high jump kick takes a critical hit. He's out. Didn't even matter. That's 6-0. So that's all fun. But now we're going to get into 4 more battles. On Pokemon Showdown, they do tournaments every once in a while. Actually, they do them all the time. But this is the first tournament I ever entered. So in this tourney, there are 64 players, single elimination, and I just, let's see how we do. So his team consists of Sableye, which... I know it was banned, so I don't think he's actually running Mega Sableye. But either way, I'm going to U-turn out because I don't want to be having to deal with his annoyances. And he sends out Heatran, and I send out my own Heatran. Every time it's going to counter. See, he's got to go for that Flash Cannon or whatever he has. Pop my air balloon, and then I just take it out with an Earth Power. So, Heatran on a balloon, you're doing work again. It's still a great Pokemon, I would always run it. Turns out he's a calm-minded Sableye. Sableye on his own. Let me see. Let me check real quick. Yeah, he's not super good. I don't think he has a very reliable form of recovery. But he's still pretty strong. A good Magic Bounce user. Oh no, he does have recovery. I completely lied to you guys. I'm sorry. But now I'm trying to just take him out. I run Stone Edge on this Heatran. Just for the odd. And then he keeps setting up Calm Mind. So at this point, I'm like, I'm going to go for the crit or the burn. And one of these two are going to happen eventually if he's going to set up all the six. He probably doesn't have much taking in. But either way, it's a little nerve-wracking because, boom, if I didn't get the crit, he might have done a lot of damage. At that point, my opponent did not like that I took out his Sableye and proceeds to just forfeit first round of the tournament. I'm like, if you're in a tournament, why bother? You still have 4 guys. You have an Excadrill. You have an Amoonguss. Well, I mean, the rest of his Pokemon are pretty defensive. He has a good core with Amoonguss, Clefable, and Excadrill, but he just must have not wanted to have to deal with it anymore. So, the crit, as you guys can see, very, very strong. And that was the first round. So we moved on. A clean 6-0. Well, 6-4. Forfeit. And we head to the second round. Who are we facing off against? Facing off against Wraith, who has an interesting team. I'm going to try and go to a little more teams here. Garchomp, Bisharp, Breloom, Charizard, Azumarill, and Latias. So this team is very strong offensively. There's nothing in there that's very defensive at all, except for probably a Latias, especially defensive, and Garchomp is physically defensive. However, because of that, he's very weak to fairies. His own fairy type Azumarill will beat most of them, but will take a lot of damage. And his Charizard, whether or not it's Mega X or Mega Y, because that's his Mega, is not going to have a fun time either, because Fire and Flying for Mega X, I believe, no, Mega Y, even if it does get Drought, you can just call Mind Clefable. So Mind Clefable is my most important Pokemon in this match. And the only thing I worry about in this match is Breloom, so I want that out of the way. So I send in my Talonflame, expecting Breloom to come in first, set up a Spore or something, take out one of my Pokemon right off the bat. And with his Charizard, I didn't want to send in my Ferrothorn because that is not a fun matchup at all. And we go into it. And he's Mega Charizard X, so even better for me, because now he's Dragon Fire. And it's not very effective. It's a crit for 12. And I go right to Mega Fable, and I get Dragon Claw, because that's what Mega Charizard X does. Well, he doesn't want to get locked in outrage. So he sends out a Azumarill, a good Pokemon. I went for a straight Moonblast. I didn't want to take any chances. And I take 30-something% off Azumarill, which is great. And I go for Moonblast again. And turns out this Charizard's actually pretty good against non-boosted Clefable. It only took 32% as well. And I kind of want to take out Azumarill too, I guess, because Aqua Jet is pretty good on that thing when it's banded. And now he decides he wants to start setting up on me, which is fine. I'm going to Moonblast him twice. I believe he has Roost on this guy, but yeah, he does. So I either went for another Moonblast or I started Calm Mining at this point. Doesn't really matter if the special attacks falls, but I go into my Talonflame. He's probably going to Roost. And now I'm looking at him and thinking, oh man, this is that was a bad switching. I was probably expecting him to double switch or something, but I go back into my Clefable now, who's just going to take a Dragon Claw and be immune again. And I get a Calm Mind off. And he's now at ×2, and I'm at times 1.5. And I don't know what he's doing going for another Dragon Claw, but it wasn't the smart move if he was expecting anything good out of that. But I guess Flare Blitz was too powerful because now he killed himself and took out my Clefable. So that was good on him. He did the right thing there, taking out my Clefable this early. But now I go right in my Talonflame because I know he wants that Breloom in there. Nothing else is going to be happy. Switch in. Brave Bird does 52% to Guard Shot. So I can either 2-hit KO this thing, which I do. I want to... It does a lot of damage to me, though, like, recoil-wise. But now I have pretty much healthy enough Talonflame to take on Breloom still, so that's what matters to me. He goes for the Aqua Jet. He's got to take that thing out. It's fine. I still got my Ferrothorn to come in, and my Ferrothorn now walls out his entire team still. Unless his Latios is running a HP Fire or Bishop's running some sort of fighting move, which it usually doesn't, I don't think. But go for Leech Seed because his Azumarill is not staying in there. I protect to see what he does. And he goes for a Swords Dance, so I'm not in a good position anymore. Hello, Dan. But he still can't do much because Knockoff is a 3-hit KO after Protect and Leftovers and all that stuff, so I just go for the Stealth Rock. It'll help out later. And, well, not 3-hit KO. Yeah, it's still 3-hit KO. So he goes for another Swords Dance. He's very smart. He predicted my Protect again. And at this point, I'm kind of, I gotta sack my Ferrothorn. It's not looking good. But the Iron Barbs helps me get him down low enough to where my Talonflame can easily take him out with a Brave Bird. He probably should have Sucker Punched, but, wait, no, I'm sorry. He couldn't Sucker Punch because in this situation, Brave Bird gets priority, and Bisharp is a sitting duck, whether or not he likes it. So, luckily, recoil's not doing much to me, and I still have a healthy enough Talonflame to take on a Breloom, which is my only chance at kind of saving this match, because if he's a Technician Breloom, he might be able to take out my Heatran, especially if he predicts the switching. And because he's running a Latios and not a Latios, I go for a U-turn here due to the fact that it probably wouldn't be a Scarf. I don't think Scarf Latios is common at all anymore. So I get a free 44%, which is half his health. And I get a nice switching too. So I decided to go into my Metagross because Metagross, especially Mega Metagross, would take on Latios. And he goes for Defog, and it's pretty funny. It still takes his rocks out, but not going to affect me because I'm not Mega yet. So my Metagross is a Rock Polish set, which is nice, allowing me to take out some sweepers and stuff, but it didn't really matter. I just Thunder Punch would have taken it out regardless of the speed. I have Ice Punch on my Metagross for a lot of dragons, and it's nice to hit this Breloom too, but he's actually stashed, so even though he's at 1%, I'm just going to stay in and try and wake up, because I'm not switching anything into this guy, and at this point I think he knows that he's done. No matter what I do, Talonflame takes out everything. But I do wake up anyways, get Nice Punch off, because he's a Technician move. That's why I like Sub Bloom, by the way. Spore Sub, Focus Punch still. It gets walled by a lot, but survivability, it helps. And that's it. GG, Ice Punch takes out the rest, and I don't even need my Talonflame, but just goes to show that Mega Metagross is not one to be messed with. So that's round 2, and we're moving on to the tournament. Looking pretty good. Let's see. So 64-32. This is the round of 16. We got our third battle coming in here. And I start off by looking at his team, which is Charizard, Nidoking, Klefki, Gengar, Donphan, and Tyranitar. Sorry, I'm a little, need a little bit of water once in a while I'm talking. Doubtland's running an interesting team in my mind because Starmie loves to fight everything here. Nidoking is something I don't see too often. Donphan is something you don't see too often, although he does have a good niche use in OU. And everything else I've dealt with before, I can deal with now. I'm actually thinking it's a Sand Sun team, which is kind of weird, but people do run that. But he goes into his Nidoking, so I guess he's looking to set up maybe Toxic Spikes off the bat. And I'm just looking to take out whatever comes in first. So I'm going to go for a Scald here, I believe, on my first turn. And he's going to switch into his Klefki. Best thing to switch him for him because it won't take much from it. Look at that. Critical hit, 34%. So I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want that. I'm sending in my Heatran. My Heatran will easily wall out Klefki, even though I will have to take a Thunder Wave. So it's advisable to keep a Thunder Electric type on your team just for like that kind of reason, but Ground type, I don't know. But I'm going to go for a Loud Plume anyways. It's strong enough to hit anything hard on his team. Nothing wants to take that. Charizard's the best thing for him to take that. And regardless if it's, yep, see, it's Mega X, and he's going to go for Roost. So regardless, I am fine sending my Clefable against that. So he goes back into his Klefki, and I go for a Calm Mind. So good switch on him. He's going to go for a Thunder Wave. So now I've got two guys paralyzed, but what he doesn't know is I have Field Belt. So now everyone's back to healthy, and I still have the advantage, at least. Setup-wise. My Moonblast does 19%, so I have to set up a little more. It turns out he's Citrus Berry, so good thing to get rid of that now. And he's still going for Spikes. Spikes is the least important entry hazard in my opinion to me and my team here. So he can set up Spikes all he wants. I'm going to go for Moonblast, because I want to take out whatever he's switching in. And Sludge Wave still won't kill. Look at that. 2x special defensive. Look, this little thing right here, this Gengar, is great against Clefable, but you have a Clefable setting up in your face, you're not going to go straight for the Sludge Wave. It won't kill. Even with a crit, that might not. No, that might have killed the crit, actually. I take that back. I was ×2. But, yeah, that would have killed easily. So just, as a heads up, don't be switching in your poison types right away. I guess he goes for the Ice Beam predicting when I switch out. That could have been his best move. He could have also just misclicked. I don't know, but I get a nice soft build off that. And now he's in trouble. He must have, yeah, he probably wanted to go for Sludge Wave or whatever he's thinking. But now, I was kind of dumb and I went for another Calm Mind, thinking that his Nidoking must be a lot stronger than I realized. But he gets a crit. Flable's down, and his Nidoking is up. And my Starmie comes in, not because I can one-hit KO it, but I need this Rapid Spin just to help later on. And I'm still alive. Thankfully, Sludge Wave is not poison. So Starmie's got a little bit of life left in him. I'm going to go for another Scald, I believe. Scald. And just take some minor damage on Klefki. Get Klefki burned. Very good. His Klefki maybe has a turn or two more. And he's going to go for Thunder Wave. I guess he expected to switch out. But I'm like, he can't even hit me. Probably can't even kill me from 15%. And if he's going to set up the, oh no, he does no Foul Play. Look at that, 19% on the Foul Play. Amazing. I can just recover that off and I am healthy. Klefki usually runs either Foul Play or Play Rough. It doesn't really have anything else going for it offensively. And he's going to set up more Spikes. I was hoping to get a Rapid Spin here. That would have been very nice, but I don't. So now he's sensing his Tyranitar, and it's 4-5. 5-4 my favorite. So I take out my Starmie. I don't want him paralyzed. I mean, my Heal Belt user's gone, but I wanted to send in my Tyranitar. I was expecting maybe an Earthquake. But he uses a Crunch. Good move. Crunch is pretty useful. And I send out my Heatran and go for Earth Power, because it would take anything out. Not taking it out. It would hurt anything except for the Mega Charizard. I was probably hoping to get the Nidoking to switch in. But, well, let's slow this down a little bit, just to point out. So his Donphan can use Earthquake, and his Donphan can also use Stealth Rocks or whatever. But either way, I'm taking my Ferrothorn in there because at least the old Donphan sets, they'd run Earthquake, Ice Shard, Stealth Rock, and something else, whatever they want to run at the time. But Heatran does not want to be in there for that. This Donphan now, because of the knockoff boost, Gen 6 gave it much more power. Apparently runs knockoff. So my Ferrothorn gets knocked off, but Iron Barbs is going to keep me alive for a long time, and I can Leech Seed, Protect, stall this thing out, and it can't do anything to him. So he's going to withdraw and send his Nidoking. I'm still going to go for Leech Seed because I want my Ferrothorn healthy. Everything but Mega Charizard is going to be hit hard by it. So I'm going to predict another switch out. And no, I went for Protect, so I just wanted the free health. Either way, not a good position for me to be in. I believe I sent my Heat Train back in. Can take probably one Dragon Claw, but not two. Luckily, he goes for a Flare Blitz. Smart move. He doesn't want to risk it this early. His Charizard's very healthy, but I get a Flash Fire boost. And I get a nice Lava Plume to kill this Donphan. And things are looking pretty good, except for this Tyranitar's going to probably come in and destroy my Heat Train, so I gotta switch him out. My Ferrothorn can take two of his guys. See, his Stone Edge was a crit. Stone Edge was 22%. Stone Edge. I'm saying that right? So he's got to go into his Nidoking. I don't know why he didn't go right into his Mega Charizard S. Maybe he fears the Dragon, the Gyro Ball. But now he's kind of trying to switch around Leech Seed stuff because Leech Seed shenanigans with Ferrothorn, are not the best. But he apparently runs Super Power on his Tyranitar and doesn't take me out, which is so nice that it must be a very defensive Tyranitar. And I'm just gonna stall him out a little bit because he's weak. He can still kill me, I think, at this range. 29% health isn't gonna do it, but he switches out. That's fun. I go for Stealth Rock. I think I wanted to sack my Ferrothorn at this point anyways, but if he wants to let me set up free rocks, that's fine. His Mega will not like that. My Starmie comes in. I'm going to force a switch. He's got to send me anything that gets sent in, he's not going to like a scald. Even with the boost here. He'll live it, but he won't be able to take 2 hits, and he's not fast enough to Pursuit me out. So I'm just going to go for another Scarf. Oh, he is fast. He must be Scarf. No. I don't know what his Tyranitar is, but I think it has to be Scarf then. But since I don't switch out, because I'm not switching out, I had nothing to lose there. I kill it, and now it's 3-on-2, and I have a Talonflame at full health, who I can just always faster than Mega Charizard. It's not going to be able to do much, but if I can get these guys low enough on health, I'll be able to be just fine. Dragon Claw resist is 24, so I can't take 2, but the Sandstorm's helping me in this case. It's going to wear down his Charizard a bit. So, if you're not bringing a Sand Team, be careful when you're, using one of the Pokemon about it. And I'm going to go for Brave Bird. And I actually do have enough, that's right, I'm running a Sharp Beak. So it's going to help me with Brave Bird attacks. And at this point, he's at a 62%. He won't be able to take me out, and I'm able to take him out. Actually, I'm surprised he did so much damage, but, Talonflame is pretty good. So, that's the third battle. Nice 2-0. I still had my Mega in there, but Mega Metagross would not have wanted to mess with the Mega Charizard that he was carrying, so it's a good thing that wasn't his last Pokemon. And that the Sandstorm helped me out a little bit, probably. I don't know about the exact details, but that's the third battle. So, we move on. And here's the fourth battle. This is now the quarterfinals, so we're going to hopefully keep going, but let me just show you this guy's team real quick. He has a Landorus, Medicham, which is his Mega, an Excadrill, Keldeo, Klefki, and Bisharp. So immediately I'm looking at the Klefki, and I'm looking at the Mega Medicham, and I'm like, I don't want either of those guys to start off this match. And my Talonflame can take probably both of them out before they could even start to set up anything. Klefki with its paralyzing shenanigans, and Mega Medicham for being very strong, and my only really physically defensive Pokemon is Ferrothorn, which doesn't want to mess with that, and Clefable isn't strong enough on its unboosted on to take it out. So, I take out my Talonflame, he goes into his Medicham, he wants to set up the Mega on this guy first turn, which is a good move. And he has Fake Out. I didn't really, they all must run Fake Out now. 64%, and I go for a Brave Bird, and I take it out, and that's so big, I guess he just didn't care. But that's nice, in my opinion. And now he goes into his Landorus, intimidates me. He says he overpredicted, so, and the guy watching just kind of laughing, like, I don't know why you'd let your Mega get sacked turn 1, but there you go. Or turn 2, technically. But he does a very smart move, because no matter what I do, I can't take out this Landorus without sacking my own Talonflame. And even then, I'm intimidated. So he sets up the rocks, and I have to spin those away at some point in the game. Or I'll just lose my Talonflame. But either way, Ferrothorn does great against his Landorus, so I set up a Leech Seed, and he goes into his Keldeo, and he doesn't want to be hit too hard, but I predicted double switch, I go into my Metagross. I expected to take a Secret Sword at this point. I probably would have still done a lot, but I figured okay, This is interesting right here. I know I just watched the Ice Punch. But when he switches out and I switch out, he goes into his Excadrill, which now looks like it's Scarfed because it is faster. Thankfully, Mega Metagross is actually very physically defensive. He's not invested at all, so I don't like to call him my physically defensive Pokemon. But he can live an Earthquake from Excadrill if it's Scarfed. So that's pretty cool. And I end up going for the Ice Punch, and it does 60%. So now I'm not in a good position. So I go back in my Ferrothorn, sadly. Taking Earthquake pretty well, actually. Look at that, 30%. And with leftovers and the eventual Leech Seed, he's going to just kind of have to switch out at some point or lose his Excadrill. And I'm already back up to half. I like to keep Ferrothorn around half if I can, at least. But he goes into his Klefki. I think I go for Stealth Rock here. I figured he was going to switch. His Stealth Rock isn't really important, but it will help. And he goes into his Bisharp. So, might as well keep Leech Seeding, because he can't hit me. Nothing he has can hit me. Even if he has a knockoff, like, Choice Banded Bisharp, it's not going to hit me. So he's got to switch out again. And he's just taking all this entry hazard damage, and I go for a Gyro Ball. I want to kind of hit something at this point. Other than not, he went for the Swords Dance. But now he has a special attacker out. It's good. I don't know why he went for Hydro Pump. He's probably predicting me to switch out into something that could take a Secret Sword. But my Ferrothorn's just messing with his mind so much right now. I'm getting the momentum. I'm trying to just keep momentum. I went for Protect. I expected the Secret Sword at that point. So he did a good thing switching into his Landorus. And his Landorus knows Earthquake as well. So go for a Leech Seed. And I'm still just whittling away at all his Pokemon. If I can get my plan of action here was to have all his Pokemon low enough health, because there's nothing here to heal him, that I can just come in and Brave Bird everything. So I go for a Gyro Ball, and his Keldeo is now at 17%. Nothing he does is going to help him out. So now he finally goes for a Secret Sword, but my Ferrothorn is just taking his whole team on quite well, so I want to keep him around. I go into my Metagross. I actually was going to sack him here, which is fine. I mean, he wasn't going to do much this battle. And out comes my Starmie, which knows Thunderbolt, so that's the immediate threat, but I do go for a Scald because I don't want him switching his Excadrill, or his Landorus to this. And I'm faster anyways, and it would take it out. It's the best overall move in that scenario. And he has Bisharp. Sadly, Scald did not burn here, so now I'm in a lot of trouble because he can Sucker Punch, Pursuit, whatever he wants to do, but either way, I mispredict. He went for the Sucker Punch. I was predicting... it's the only move he had, basically. I should have switched out into a Ferrothorn to begin with, but I did not. So I lost my Starmie, which is bad. I needed my Starmie around. I could have probably played mind games a little more, but now I Leech Seed him, and he knows when to go for the Protect. I think I play a risky move here. I think I go for another Leech Seed. No, I won't Protect, just to be safe. So his Landers can now kill me no matter what, because I don't have my leftovers. So now my Ferrothorn's gone, and now the battle's swinging in his favor. My Heatran's still on a balloon, so that's my Landorus and Excadrill counter, but he U-turns out and pops my balloon, and he's going to have to sack one of his Steel types. So he goes for Klefki, I believe, and just gets hit by a Lava Plume hard. And now it's dead. So that's fine. But now my Heatran can't switch in. He still has his Landorus that's faster than me, and all I have left to take it is Clefable. So it depends on how well Clefable does against an Earthquake, and it takes half out. So I can only get one Moonblast in, and there's rocks on my side of the field. So since the Moonblast does not kill, I'm now at a very big disadvantage. And I don't know why he went for Stone Edge. He was probably expecting me to switch in my Talonflame, but I'll just... Oh, it's right. Talonflame's too low. So at this point, it's a good game because I couldn't get the rocks out the field. But if my Talonflame was healthy, I would have had enough probably to take his entire team out. But he had a good core there. He had a good comeback, I'd say. My team was a little weak to that kind of Landorus messing around with, so I like to get rid of it easy with Ferrothorn. But once Ferrothorn's down, it's an interesting battle. So yeah, I could have made a couple better moves there. Keeping my Starmie alive would have helped a lot, and keeping my Ferrothorn alive would have been pretty important too. I think Clefable probably should have been switched in a little more to try and at least just take some hits. But it was my first tournament. Getting back into it, and that's the game. So I didn't win. That's a shame. They're hard tournaments to win. You got to win like 6 battles in a row, and against some very good players too. And good job to Snickers Rex, I guess, for winning that battle. He made it pretty far in the tourney. don't remember. He didn't win the whole thing though. He played a very good stall team that I wish I got a battle of. But I hope you guys all enjoyed, and thank you guys for watching. And I hope to see you next time on Third Chair.
I like sand. I don't like sand.
Yeah, what's wrong with sand?
It's one of the lines in the movie.
Oh.
He's like, I don't like sand. It's coarse and something. I'm like,
Right.
God, I really liked this movie as a kid, but now I realize it sucks.
I was thinking of like Spaceballs, and he's like, "Did you find anything out there?"
Can't find shit.
All right. I'll try not to be too loud.
I'll try not to be too.
No, you can be as loud as you want, because you're all the way over there, so it's probably not gonna. It probably won't even pick you up. It's not. I'm not using the blue today. I'm using my built-in mic. It's strong. It'll catch you anyways, but it doesn't matter. Probably caught Sully from the door. All right. Let's put this on. Last turn.
Is that just a website?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's a battle simulator, but it was made because it's just real easy to just create your team here and battle it and test what's good, what's not good.
Yeah.
But like the Nintendo official tournaments will make you use a 3DS, which is all fine and dandy too, actually. It's a big scene though. Or I'm not sure how big it is now, but it was huge back then.